Hey, welcome to Jimmy's Old Time Radio Show. I follow a lot of recreation therapy groups on Facebook and other places, and I always find their work to be inspiring and interesting. If you haven't seen it yet, I just posted a video on my channel thanking recreation therapists, and the link up there. I get ideas from studying and following these recreation therapists and their groups. I do enjoy making informative videos for managers, and I had an idea come up from one of the posts that I had read on Facebook. It's from a group called What the Rec, and a clever name, out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, to the best of my knowledge, and they describe themselves as a resource site for all recreation and activity professionals to gain new ideas for programming, up-to-date information on credentialing, and weekly blogs to inform, inspire, and spread the love of the field. So I have a blog idea, actually a vlog idea, a video blog. I have 5 tips for safe and successful music programs for when we're able to finally do that again. I just want to ask before I give my tips though, if you're new to my channel, it is dedicated to music programs for seniors living facilities around the world now. Go explore the channel, but please subscribe. It really boosts my work. So, my 5 tips for safe and successful music programs. That is my specialty. I specialize in music programs for seniors. I have a background in the industry. I used to be a nutritional manager, but I've always been a musician. And so for the last 10 years, I've been entertaining at retirement homes, and I've done quite a study on it. Number 1, I recommend a combination of regularly scheduled routine programs and a variety of programs that are on different times. I've seen all kinds of managers do things in different ways, of course. Some are very strict. They just every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. That's when music is. And then there's others that have music here and there, kind of all over the place. Whenever something is able to happen, they allow it to happen. And I think a combination of the two is the best, because the purpose, in my opinion, of a music program or any other recreation program is to bring in your residents and engage them. So a variety of times and a variety of programs is going to bring in a variety of residents. So if I message you and say that I'll be in town on my concert tour on such and such a date, if you can fit me in, the flexibility really helps. So that's number 1, flexibility. Number 2, let's just call it communication. I don't know how many times I've been setting up, getting ready to perform a show, and I've heard seniors, I didn't know there was a music program today. Meanwhile, there's posters on the wall and there's different things, and I know the staff have, of course, made an effort to communicate the music program, but it's a challenge. You have cognitive deficiencies, hearing and visual deficiencies, and people are just forgetful sometimes. So a wide variety of reminders are helpful. I have a few suggestions. Of course, your activity calendar, one of those big ones with the big font, is always best. Posters in areas where there's residents traveling through or stopping, like elevators, at the mailboxes, front desk. It's nice to see the little tabletop events calendars on the dining room tables. Put something in their mailboxes. And of course, the day of, right before, contact them, telephone them in their rooms, or go see them in person. Make sure you remind them, Jimmy's Old Time Radio Show at 2 o'clock. And also, you can incorporate families to help remind the residents. You can send out an e-blast. All your contacts, residents, families that are involved with your home, send them a note saying that there's such and such a thing happening on whatever date, and they will help you remind their parents. And maybe they'll come and be part of the program. They can do some of the portering for you. Then, of course, social media. There's more and more people using that, especially seniors. No, that's really growing. So yeah, communicating and reminding. That's tip number 2. Number 3 is a health and safety kind of related subject with an emphasis on enjoyment. I think whenever possible, residents that are talkative or disruptive, or say they have a cough, they should be at the back of the room. Residents that might need to be evacuated from the room, they should be placed toward the doorways. And this comes down to 2 reasons. You want the room to be as safe as possible. You don't want any contagion spreading through the room, and we're talking about that a lot these days. And also for those that are trying to enjoy the program, we want to minimize distractions. It kind of goes without saying, I suppose, but sometimes I see the need for that. That's my tip number 3. Number 4, and you're probably seeing a pattern here, I'm very safety focused. Somebody on staff should always be in the room. Whether it's retirement or long-term care, there should always be somebody in the room to maintain safety, because you have a tighter collection of residents with walkers and wheelchairs, and they're shuffling about trying to take their seats. Sometimes doorways and aisleways will be plugged up, and so somebody should always be in the room to maintain resident safety. And I think that person should be facing the audience. They're not there to watch me, they're there to watch and monitor their room and keep the aisleways clear and keep the doorways clear. And maybe somebody is standing in the doorway and they're not sure if they want to come in. Well, you can go over and have a little chat with them and show them their chair. They might not be able to see that empty seat over there, and just give them a hand. Always somebody on hand to help the residents. That's tip number 4. And number 5, last but not least, the most dangerous time of a music program is at the end. I've done some statistical analysis of the 2,000 shows I've done, and the majority of falls have happened at the end of the program, because what's happening is there might be 40 or 50 people that all of a sudden begin to move about. They take their feet or they start rolling around, and they're running into each other and into the furniture, and that is the most dangerous time of the program. Again, if we always have somebody in the room to just try to maintain safety, it's critical. Of course, you're portering, you're trying to get people back to what they need to be doing, back to their home areas, but keeping that room unclogged and safe at the end of the program, that should be number 1. But hey, I'm saving the best for last. I want to thank What the Rec for this excellent question, and I hope that my vlog finds you all well. It's Recreation Therapy Month in February, and I think you folks are fantastic. Please share my videos with your residents. Lots of concerts there, and I wish you all well. From Jimmy's Old Time Radio Show.
Shovel on a little more.